Hi, and welcome to this demonstration of Swiftsell, which is a GenAI powered customer engagement solution, which can help businesses manage their customer interactions over a plethora of channels such as WhatsApp, web chat, Instagram, and Facebook Messenger, and build inbound and outbound engagement over these channels in a completely autonomous and humanless way, and increase ROI in retention, and also decrease costs on manpower and other resources which is required to manage and nurture these leads, right? So GenAI is at the forefront of our product. So if you go to AI Studio, this is where all the AI capabilities are housed. So based on your business use case, you might have your website, sales, and support material, right? So you can create a holistic knowledge base based on these resources, right? So let's say if I go to a particular example, Academy Sales, then you can see that this has a few website pages based on which this has been trained, and in some cases there could also be documents which have been used to train these. So for example, there are some files over here as well. So a holistic model has been created. So what you can do is, based on your requirements, you can bring in a knowledge base which consists of website URL, text, and files. Okay. And then you can use this multi-source knowledge base across your automation to drive your engagement. All right. So let's close this. So you can see other statistics as well, like number of resources that have been used and other such details. Moving forward. So now let's say once you have trained, your knowledge base, what's the next step? How do you deploy this in action, right? So over here, you can see, I'll show you an example. So this is a particular bot. So I'll come to other bot capabilities later, but let's just take a look at the AI part for the moment. So set AI and answer AI are the couple of blocks which we have. Over here, you can set the prompt, which you want the AI to use, instructions to follow, some standard responses if required. They can also be mentioned over here, right? Some links that have to be shared, right? A lot of capability for you to keep refining and improving your prompt to make sure you can cover your use case comprehensively, right? And then other settings on which models been used, creativity, and other such things, all right? And then you can just deploy this, right? Once you deploy this, customer facing chats can be run in a completely autonomous fashion. So if I go over here and then go to assign, so now you can see this conversation is happening is in a completely autonomous fashion, right? So the lead is asking open-ended questions. So the customer in this case has a course, so the lead is asking whether the course offered is approved by AICT or not, and then the bot is giving an answer. Then it proceeds to check which partners are there, right, in the whole list of colleges which the customer has, and then other such questions, right? So you can see no human intervention required, and all the queries which the lead had, which were quite varied, which can be quite varied in a lot of cases, they have been handled, right? And then you can see, if, like all the other conversations which are going on, right? Fees queries, process to get admitted, all of those, links are being shared in the portal as well, which, is also a great way to check the ROI on the engagement which you are doing, right? And then a lot of other things, like through AI, we are able to extract the data, we are able to assign the condition to the lead as well, and then we are able to assign which category the lead is from, right? So those segmentation of the data is also something which we are able to do in parallel, right? So then what happens is that your lead gets properly profiled, and if you want to send it to some other database or system, there is right context in place, right? Decision making for the salesperson while trying to talk to the lead becomes better. Okay. All the AI answers which are being given, they can also like separately see them under the custom answers, right? Just for you like see from backend perspective what's going on. And then other advanced capabilities, also function call can also be used to like invoke a separate function if required in the automation driven by GenAI. Moving forward, so this is one example of the inbound bot. And in addition to that, inbound bot has from 40 plus other action blocks which you can use to cater to different kind of use cases. Okay, so let's say if I were to say WhatsApp, then in WhatsApp you have a plethora of these action blocks. So now you can see you have around 40 action blocks, send message, collect input options, reply button, condition, the list goes on, right? Basic blocks. Then you have advanced blocks, JavaScript, HTTP block to exchange data, WhatsApp flow, catalog, okay? And if you click on any of these block, the other advanced details about the block come up on the right where you can configure the block, right? So full customizability, any input that the lead gives you also gets saved against a variable, okay? And then inbound, like I said, can be deployed across multiple channels, can also be deployed. You also have like general APIs. If you want to deploy it in a mobile app or some other UI of your choice, that's also doable. In addition to this, we also have fully fledged outbound bots, okay? So there are two categories, one-off and ongoing. You can differentiate by the sign. Wherever one is written, that would be campaign, and the recurring ones are these. So in these, what happens is that any event which happens, somebody attends a webinar, somebody is a part of an event which happens on your website, fills up a form, something like that, right? Then through all of these, whenever these things happen, for example, additional example could be somebody submits a lead on a Facebook lead ad form or WhatsApp. So then you can do that. So this is an example. You can see the like basic reporting. If I click on view result, you will be able to see time-wise reporting as well, which are the blocks, delivery, failed, replied. Those analytics will be there. And then if I go further, I can also like just let's check out the bot as well. So you can see, so this is the webhook URL. This is placed on the customer side. Whenever that event happens, these three details are passed: phone, name, language choice, and then rest of the conversation ensues, right? So this is how you can build highly advanced outbound blocks as well to nurture the lead. Okay, so you have delay blocks, which you can use to create a gap between two blocks, or you can use a fixed, a block to set the campaign to run at a specific time as well. All the leads that are there, they come to you under the contacts page. You can check all of these. All the attributes also will be captured over here. Whatever is relevant, you can select the relevant field and change the view. You can also create a contact manually if ever required. And then at the same way, you can also export the data for internal purposes. In addition, you can also create filters and create a segmented list around here, right? So let's say if you were to say country equals to India, right? So hi team, so now let's take a look at few other features of the product. So far we have seen GenAI driven inbound engagement, outbound bots, some part of contact management as well, then few other action blocks in the GenAI driven automation use case, right? So now let's take a look at few other features as well. So one is live chat. So this is where all the chats, which are happening at the moment in live fashion can be seen, and you can see the whole flow for live conversation. And then all the inputs which the lead is giving will be updated against the attributes. So a customer 360 profile will keep getting on created in parallel as the lead is giving you the relevant inputs. And then this data can be sent to some other system, like a calling system, wherein your team can prioritize the leads and call them accordingly. Right? You can also build some prioritization logics using AI in Swiftsell. Okay, so a lot of capabilities here. If you want to send an outbound one-to-one message, you can do that. All the templated messages will be visible here. You have a lot of capability to create custom views based on conditions that you can create with multiple attributes. In the same way, you can also search based on multiple attributes that are present in your account. In addition, you can change the context of the conversation to a different team or a different agent based on the requirements which the lead could be coming up with. Okay, as you can see over here. Now let me try to like initiate a conversation with this number and just show you a few other features as well. So this is me, a dummy conversation. Let me click here. So now you can see a few buttons on the bottom. So I can do a lot of things over here as well. I can change the language, voice note, use AI to generate responses for leads, queries, and then use save replies, whichever have been present in the system. Use attachments, which could be pricing sheets, quotations, product brochures to make the conversation richer. Any the conversation which have happened with that same person before will be visible in the recent related conversations, so that the agent, when they talk, they have full context of checking out what has happened with this particular lead before. All right, so fairly important. And then you can go to contact management, and then, like I was telling again, you can do list creation. You can use filters to segment data based on certain attributes, and then you can add them to a particular list. And then when you want to run an outbound bot, what you can do is, actually there is no need to like upload some data, do all of that. What you can simply do is just use that particular list over here to trigger the outbound messaging, right? So what happens is that this helps you with a lot of use cases related to re-engagement. You got a few leads over the last week. You have the status in Swiftsell which are not converted. You can create a list out of those, and then you can just choose that list from here for retargeting, and then just send a WhatsApp message to them or something else. Create a nurturing journey, have conditions and all of that, right? So you can do segmented outbound engagement as well. Okay, so these are the 5 channels at the moment. You can see you can customize web channels as based on brand theme, color, that, and a lot of other settings over here which you can like change as required. And then WhatsApp, of course, the main channel, you can directly integrate with Meta. Your costs also remain the lowest because you are directly paying to Meta and no additional charges are there on the messaging front. Then all the templates can be approved here. A lot of capabilities here, dynamic videos, headers. So let's say use cases where you have to send invoice, diagnostic reports, right? EMI repayment schedule. You can really do all those things with a great amount of ease as well. Okay. Some integrations that we have built, all the HTTP requests that are happening, you will be able to see them here. You will be able to see which data was received or which data was sent. Okay, let's also take a little bit of look at analytics. So you have 2 categories, chatbot and agent analytics over here. So you will be able to see a lot of basic, summary based on CSAT, conversion percentages, like, how many folks are starting a conversation and then submitting a contact detail, right? So that's what this percentage is showing. Any, block that you click on, you will be able to get more data as well. You can even download if required, and then a lot of capabilities here to filter. So let's say, let me enhance the period 30 days. So now I want to say, so this is by country. I want to see, right? So now let me see by state. So now I can see the data by state. Let me change it by source. So now I can see the data by source. Okay, and all these capabilities are present over here. We also are able to capture UTM parameters, which would be very important for a marketing person. And then you can really, see which source the lead is coming from, and then you can see what kind of ROI you are getting from a particular source. In the same way, you also have agent analytics, which shows you, number being served, number of conversations handled, and those typical statistics are present over here. Then other things, basic admin settings, teams, teammates, variables, events, a lot of advanced settings present over here as well. Link tracking, live chat settings, threshold for conversation closure, SLA assignments, the settings for human handover, and saved replies, labels, all of those are present over here. Product is highly documented. You can click on help articles and just land at the page where everything is available. So that's a quick demo of Swiftsell. So overall, we have seen generative AI capabilities, we have seen the various channels over which it can be deployed. We have seen contact management and channels over which we can deploy these journeys. We have seen live chat and how agents can also be a part of the whole conversation flow and assist the lead to close them faster. Then we have seen analytics, on top of all of these features. Few integrations that we have built so far, they are also available over here. And the documentation, right? So that's about it. Would love to, if you have any questions, you can reach out to me at raj@swiftsellai.com, and I would be happy to assist you. Thank you so much, team. Bye-bye.